Give me the plugins that's free. 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 Yeah, yeah. I want the plugins that's free. Yeah, yeah. Free. Free. Yeah, yeah. 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 Sorry, Denise. I promise I won't murder your tune again.
Control you, I'm not average. Spread butter on a boy like a sandwich. LB on a musical rampage. Been a response for collateral damage. Send me no response on the weekend producer.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to Lloyd Brown Music. I can't believe I just done that. Welcome to another episode of Weekend Producer. Yes, you can see me. It's nice to see you and it's nice to be seen by you. Now, previously on Weekend Producer, I have been so busy just putting the finishing touches to the digital deluxe edition of Untitled and also reissuing the Brown and Bubblers album. That's why you haven't really seen me of sorts, but I'm here in the flesh, in binary code, if you like. So what I wanted to feature today was actually not just about my top 5, top 8, top 10 free VSTs, but how I actually use the free VSTs that I like into my production. Because quite a few of the VST videos that I see kind of lean towards trap music and hip hop and R&B, which is fine, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to kind of bring it closer to my domain, as it were, and closer to my fan base so they can see that they can use those plugins and have it more or less fit into what they're basically doing within the genre that they're operating in. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the lab and see what free VSTs I can promote and bring to you all. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, in the laboratory. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And like I stated in the intro, I want to just feature some free plugins on the market that I think personally has some real quality to them. Now, I must give a disclaimer before we even start. This is by no way a definitive list of my favorite plugins. You just can't list a top 5 or a top 10. There's just so many out there in the marketplace that can do different things. Some can do the same things, some can do the same things better than others that does the same thing, but that's all up for discussion and for your individual pairs of ears. But for me personally speaking, I can do a series, an unending series of free plugins out there on the market, which kind of lends to the principle that there is no excuse. There's no excuse for people not to be able to make good quality music because there are free plugins out there in the marketplace. So I just want to feature a few for you today, and some new, some not so new, some you might have heard of, some that's been rinsed, but hey, it's what it is, right? So without further ado, let's go into the first one. Now, the first one is by a developer called Afro Plug, and they got 2 instruments in the marketplace right about now. And the first one, namely, is Afro Plug, which is basically a drum rompler, if you like. And it consists of 12 pads down here, where I can play them for you right about now. Okay, right, so you got the idea that it contains 12 different sounds per drum kit. Now, there are, how many presets there are? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 presets, and collectively they kind of make up like a Caribbean ethnic vibe about them, unmistakably. Primarily, it's Afrobeats that this plugin is mainly used for, but I beg to differ because you can use this on any genre you like. Using the fusion of these drum pads is going to give it that eclectic vibe that you're looking for, in my opinion anyway. So let's go into the presets. So you have Afrobeats, Future Bale Funk or Future Bale Funk, Hip Hop 90s, Lo-Fi, New Soul, Ragga Dancehall 90s, Reggae, Reggaeton, R&B 90s, and Zouk Compass. Now, my only thing about this plugin is that even though there's so much control you can utilize For example, the ADSR, the filter cup, the pitch, saturation, reverb, and volume. My only problem with this is that these are global controls. You don't have the option to control each pad independently of the other with these same control mechanics. It's just all global, so whatever you have for one is going to affect all of them. However, it's available for free, so I can't really complain. I do have some uses for this plugin, and I'm going to explain as I go further. All right, so if I click on the plugin, it will go into the different presets. Just to give you a little sample of the new soul, what we got here. Now the sounds aren't too bad. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. All right. But this is how I use Afro plugs. Now this might seem long for some people, but there is an end game to it, and you need to bear with me while I try to explain. Now these events that you can see here are separate patterns for relative pads on the Afro Plug kit. I've picked sounds from the 10 presets and kind of married them together in the one groove, because as much as I like Afro beats, there was some sounds on the Afro beats that I wasn't really feeling, but I felt in the R&B kit of the plugin. So I utilize at least one pad or a couple of pads from each of the presets, and I done them as single events. So if I play this event right here, okay, so that's basically a snare. If I play the next one, okay, so you got that. In fact, no, let's pick, I can see something here. Okay, right, so we're gonna basically pick the kick drum here, right? Okay, so playing the kick drum again. All right, so because I like that and there's nothing else to really do with that, I've actually played it dry, no effects, no nothing on it. So what I decided to do with that is to actually render it in place. All right, so how I done that was literally go into edit, render in place, render with current settings. I don't know how that's going to work out on all the other different doors that's out there, but I'm sure you can identify with the process what it is in your relative door. Okay, so as you can see, it's rendered the MIDI that it was originally on to audio. Okay, right, so let's just undo that. Okay, so for each pad that makes up the groove, that's exactly what I did. I rendered them all to audio, and this is what we have. So we got all the pads basically rendered to audio. All right, so all of the yellow tracks, those are all of the Afro Plug drum pads across 10 presets. All right, so let's just go through them one by one and play them for you and see and hear how the groove builds. All right, so let's start off with the kick drum and carry on from there. a nice groove, I think you'll agree. And that was basically achieved by utilizing different pads from each preset to make up the groove, because yeah, it can be played out of the box, but then music producers have this uncanny way of being able to tell, okay, that comes from that plugin, and you just use the stock sound on that plugin. Trust me, there are some producers out there that's just got an ear for that kind of stuff. So what I try to do, I try to work around that and just give a variation on the same theme of Afrobeats by actually using R&B pads, by using dancehall pads, by using the zouk pads, and just giving it just a nice melting pot of a groove. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically that. All right, so that is the Afro Plug drum pad, or whatever you want to call it at this moment in time. Okay, so going on to the next free plugin is another one made by Afro Plug, and it's called Afro Keys. Now this one is Afro Keys Lite. In the Lite version, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure how many presets they have in the paid version, but nonetheless, the sounds aren't bad. They're not bad. Obviously, with Afrobeats, you've got to use the marimba, right? I've tried other sounds and I wasn't really feeling them. And to be honest with you, I didn't really sculpt the sounds to any great detail. It's literally out of the box just to get clarity from the instrument, to which I can add effects later on in the mix. So here we have. Right, so basically that is the simple sound of the plugin. All right, so let's just play what I got here. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, so next up, we have got what I consider to be one of the most popular acoustic guitar plugins on the market, without a shadow of a doubt. Ample Guitar M Lights. So you got the main section where you can actually just play note for note. Okay, you've got the strummer section where you can literally just program the upstroke, the downstroke, the rests, the key, the mute. You can humanize the strumming so it doesn't sound too robotic. There's so much within this feature alone. I just don't really have time to actually go into that. But trust me when I tell you, the Ample Guitar M Lite is one of the most widely used acoustic guitar plugins that's free on the market. I will say that it will give other paid acoustic guitar plugins a run for its money. Widely used, widely popular. Right, so let's just play what I've got on the Ample Guitar M Lights. Now I know some of you guitarists might be saying, that's a bit too much notation on that guitar. It's not exactly correct. Yes, I know, but hey, yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought, yeah, that sounds good. But then when you wake up with fresh ears, you realize there's a bit too much notes. You got to have like 8 fingers on one hand to play that. So I get it. So here we have from Spitfire Audio, a big stonking plugin for you all. It is the BBC Symphony Orchestra. And if I click onto it here, you'll see the interface, and very minimalistic, but don't let that fool you. It's got some almighty awesome sounds in this plugin. Now this plugin is available for free. You have 2 options basically. You can either pay £49 for it outright and get it straight away, or you fill out a questionnaire and you wait 2 weeks before you get the plugin for free. I know which one I would choose. Anyway, so here it is, and as you can see, it's split into sections. So you got violas, you got celli, which is plural of cellos, you got violins 2, violins 1, you got the horn section here, you got the harp and celeste, percussion, tuned percussion, bassoons, clarinets, oboes, flutes, piccolos, basses, and trumpets. I mean, what more do you want for free? And if anyone who knows about Spitfire Audio, their sounds are so expensive sounding. And if you was to actually pay for some of these orchestra plugins, you're looking at 200, 300, 400, 500 pound a pop easy. And they do sell. People do buy them. So having the opportunity in getting a symphony orchestra for absolutely free with great sounds in it, it's an absolute no-brainer. Right, so here we have the violin section, which is the long sections I'm going to play here. Beautiful, absolutely lush. You got the spiccatos, which sounds like this. Absolutely beautiful sounding. Okay, pizzicato, which sounds like this. And then you have the tremolo, which goes a little something like this. I've left the oven on. A bit of urgency for you right there. So I'm going to keep it on long and play what we got in that section there. And that's pretty much that. And then I added another instance of the BBC Symphony Orchestra. And what did I put in here? Yeah, I use pizzicato. Alright, so let's come out of that and let's see what we got here on pizzicato. Okay, so that's basically that. Right, so next up, the Sweet Case Ep.8, and it looks something like this. As you can see, all the controls we have here: bass boost, the bell, intensity, speed, reverb, and volume. And you can adjust those settings there, and you have the presets which are up here. So you got 6 presets, but you can actually create your own and save your own by just customizing the control settings here. And if I just play this for a minute. It's just a nice rich sound. Yeah, Sweet Case Ep.8. So let's just play what I've got programmed in there. Okay, run it again. Okay, right, so there we have Sweet Case EP. And last but by no means least, it is my go-to keyboard bass every single time. It's the Martinique key bass. On the last couple of albums, I've had compliments from producers and a few DJs basically saying, yeah man, the bass on that tune, tough. And I explained to them that the plugin that I use is free. And it's one of the best sub keyboard basses I've heard in quite a while. Where a track requires this bass, I just slam it in there every single time. And there it is. Very simple. Very simple in its look, but don't let that fool you. No time at all. All right, so let's just go back into it again. And it's very versatile and robust. I can actually click on the settings and and detune the bass as well and make it fit whatever tonality that the piece of music is basically bringing out. You know, it's awesome, and I'm really surprised Martinique is giving this away for free. You know, it's such an awesome keyboard bass. Anyway, so let's just go into the Martinique key bass and hear how that sounds. I want to give an honorable mention to another plugin which I haven't actually used in this beat, and it is the Keyzone Classic. All right, so let me just click onto that and open that up right about now. It is a piano plugin, obviously, but with very, very nice touches and differences to it as opposed to other plugins. So you have got different presets. You've got 5 different keyboards you can choose from. So you've got the Keyzone piano, Yamaha grand piano, Steinway piano, basic electric piano, and Rhodes piano, which is plenty enough for you to be getting on with, okay? And you have the attack, decay, sustain, release as standard. You have the reverb, and you also have the detune as well. You've got the velocity curve, the LFO rate, LFO depth, pan, and you have different parameters right here on the right, okay? So let's just play a bit of that. And like I said, I hadn't used this on the track itself, but I'm giving it an honorable mention because I really think it's worth the effort just to get it for free, you know. So let's just test this bad boy out right here. So Steinway piano we got. That's a Steinway piano, electric piano. Very rich sounds. Rhodes piano. Okay, Rhodes piano. And what else have we got? Okay, Keyzone piano. I'm not a pianist, all right? Yeah, so that's pretty much a selection of the sounds and the presets you can get from Keyzone Classic. Giving it an honorable mention, it's worth getting. Hey, it's for free. Right, so finally, I am going to run the track as built, and I'm saying from now, everything is basically dry. So there's no effects basically put on it. Now, the good thing is that, let's say for example, I've got the kick drum playing here, and I want to transpose it. I want to basically bring it down -2. Let's see how that basically sounds. See, these are all the little things that I can do to the audio of the samples from Afro Plug that I can't do properly within the plugin itself. So I'm not knocking it, you know, loving the sounds, but I like to have control over how I manipulate the sounds outside of the plugin itself. So without further ado, let's get into the track instrument by instrument. Here we go. And there you have it. I think you will agree that despite the plugins being available for free, there are some awesome sounds coming out of it. The sounds haven't even been treated, they haven't been processed by way of mixing and further production on it. Just kind of like out of the box sounds that I've kind of molded into a beat, into a groove, and just utilizing the instrumentation within the plugins that are available to me can create a respective vibe in whatever genre you're into. So there it is, making a beat out of free VST plugins. I want to thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for stopping by, and a word from my sponsors before I hand you back to the studio.
Anarchy AUDIOWORX are proud to present their new line of 6 VST plugins available now. Vocalator Pro, Anarchy Comp, LFO Pro, Pulsar, Beef, and Duplex, in addition to the recently released Synth Essentials, all at a heavily discounted price. And as an extra incentive, further discounts have been added on top of the current discounts. By using the discount codes in the description box below, you will get a one-time only additional 20% off the sale price currently advertised. Not only that, but the huge discount bundle on offer where you can save £290 with the total Anarchy bundle, you can get all of their plugins and more for one crazy low price of £180. That's a huge saving of £290 from the original price of £470 if all plugins and samples were bought separately. That's not including the 20% discount you can get on top if you use my discount code at checkout. And there's more. If you join the Facebook AUDIOWORX family group, you can get 1 GB of free samples. The AUDIOWORX family is a community for music producers, composers, musicians, and artists from all genres to gain and share knowledge, network, and discuss all things music creation, where you can find the best deals on VST plugins, sample libraries, software, studio equipment, musical instruments, and other helpful music production resources. In addition to that, there are also regular free giveaways and early access releases exclusive to the group members for sample packs, contact libraries, DAW templates, effects, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Check out AnarchyAudioWorks.com for their brand new selection of plugins and so much more besides. Anarchy AUDIOWORX.
Okay, before we go any further, what I want to do, I want to take the opportunity and use a tennis analogy and actually smash the ball in your court by inviting you to a Q&A session, which I'm going to be doing in a not too distant future, probably within around 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just to give you time to just prepare your questions and to ask me so that I can do what I need to do and give you visual references and actually do some practical stuff in relation to the questions if need be. So I'm going to be hosting a Q&A session on Weekend Producer within the next couple of weeks. As soon as I have enough questions to work with and enough material to work with, I will basically provide it and you will get advance notice that that is happening. All right, so let's get into the subject at hand today. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, how I made a beat using completely free VSTs. And as you have seen and as you have heard, all of those VSTs, all of those plugins has some amazingly awesome sounds. All the links for the plugins will be featured in the description box below. And if you found this video in any way, shape or form useful, you know the drill, you know the coup. Smack that like button, smack the notification bell so you get future advanced notifications as to when I upload a video. And please, by all means, let's interact. Let's have a conversation. So in recap, I'm going to be doing a Q&A session within the next couple of weeks. You are more than welcome to be a part of it. Ask me any questions you like in relation to music production. If you want me to give you any demonstrations or practical points in music production, I'll be more than happy to do so. Okay, so it's with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. And as always, you don't know the coup. People, please abstain from all kind of foolishness. So until we link up in the next exciting installment of Lloyd Brown Music, people stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. I'm out of here. Maganski. Laters.